Call the meeting of the area plan to order. Always join me in the pledge of allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Daryl's handed out the minutes of our last meeting. Does anybody have questions on it? If not,
Well, I need to take roll first.
okay.
And Brenda is unable to be here, so bear with me, people. That's so I'm also having to act as secretary. Okay, Mr. Gobin. Mr. Gobin?
Not here.
Mr. Bedore?
Here.
Mr. Flum?
Here.
Mr. Harrell? Mr. Harrell?
No.
Present. Mr. Hilton?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman? Mr. Waterman? Not present. Mr. Nobby?
Here.
Mr. Jennings?
Here.
Mr. Barrett? Mr. Barrett? Not present. Mr. McDaniel? Present. Mr. Baker?
Here.
And Ms. Todd is not present. Okay, now minutes.
Okay. You read over the minutes. Can I have a motion for approval of them?
So move. Second.
The move is second to approve the minutes of the April 8th meetings. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, the same. Minutes are approved.
Okay. Hand it up to Mr. Milton.
On our agenda tonight, we have under public hearings, zoning map amendment, which we'll act on. The second one is listed, if you have my agenda, is by Jerry Hathaway. He's asking for a subdivision approval. And you didn't get that in time, so that's not going to be acted on. The last thing, zoning code amendments. And Bill says he hasn't had time to do his homework, am I right?
Yes, I haven't had the chance to finish going through everything
Yeah.
as much as to the point that I need to leave Mr. Make absolutely certain that the language clearly states it's advisory, and so that we can then meet those concerns.
We'll ask for that to be tabled the next meeting when we come to that item. Okay, first thing, public zoning map amendment. If I hear representing it. Marketplace development.
Yeah,
Okay.
sorry about that. I'm Greg Guffin, Marketplace, this is Dave Hunt, partner.
All right. So tell us what you want done, and then they can ask questions and proceed from there, okay?
Yeah, I think,
I want to give a little bit of the history of the convoluted nature, because it's kind of twisty.
yeah, well, we're looking to, basically, we purchased the Rogers property, the 9.5 acres, and then back when we had a trade with the airport board, and I believe some of our property that we acquired from them was not zoned, neither was the Rogers for general business, which is what we need for our retail type development. So it's our goal to get our total acreage under the same zoning and just continue the type of development that's going on around, with Walmart and that type of property, so.
Well, that has to be done for business, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, it's business
No, what you have is there's 3 parcels, 2 which are currently in the city of Connersville. That parcel number 1, which is the 9.5 acre parcel that was purchased from Mr. Rogers. And some of the board members recall was I think 2008 or 2009, when we rezoned and we cleaned up the zoning in that area of Western Avenue. We made an offer to rezone Mr. Rogers' parcel, but he declined. He wanted to leave it as I-1, an enclosed industrial. So there are several other properties up through there that were rezoned to general business. That property was not one of them
And they're just asking to rezone.
for that parcel. Then there's a second parcel that's currently within the city limits, and that's the parcel that is the drive area and going into the property. And that's parcel number 2, and it's what I think it has something like that, was a 2.5 acres or something
Yeah.
approximately there. Then we have a parcel 3, which is, it's part of a larger parcel, but this is what was transferred from the city of Connersville. And it's 17.2 acres. So there's 2 parcels that are involved with that.
So basically,
Okay,
I'm
go on,
sorry.
Carl. Go on, Carl.
basically, we're asking to rezone for
3 parcels.
3 parcels. Go ahead.
Now, parcel 3, that was the ground that you traded. Okay.
Now, was that also industrial at the time, or was that agriculture?
That was agriculture. That was A2. So it was a strange situation because the way the city boundary, the zoning was, everything was within the city limits right through there was enclosed industrial. Everything that was outside of the city limits to the east was agricultural land.
Any questions by board members, these gentlemen? None? Okay, if not, I entertain a motion. I need a motion to act on this request.
I'll make a motion that the rezoning be done the way G&G Holdings prefers it to be, which would be for general business.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay.
Okay,
The seconds.
okay, who got the second?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just trying to keep track of those minutes. Okay, Mr. Bedore, all right. Mr. Bedore. Mr. Bedore, second.
Been moved and second to approve this request. And is there any more discussion on that by anybody? Okay. All those in favor of the request for
Actually,
rezoning?
it's the, we need to do this as a, all right. All right, so, the vote on the motion is, Mr. Hilton?
Yes.
Mr. Waterman is not here. Okay, Mr. Barrett is not here. Mr. Harrell, Mr. Govan, Mr. Bedore,
Yes.
Mr. Flum,
Yes.
Mr. Nobby,
Yeah.
Mr. Jennings.
Yes.
Okay, passes by a vote of 5-0.
Motion's passed. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Is that all you need from us today?
That's all we need, and what I'm going to do, because since you are on the city council agenda for the public hearing for the rezone, is, I mean, exactly, for the annexation.
Annexation is 20.
So what I've requested, I'm going to get the paperwork in, is so that the city council will then be able to have the public hearing on your annexation. And are they able to then actually go through in the full approval at that meeting?
Yes.
Okay, so then upon the full approval is then I'm asked then that we can then have the, immediately after that is the public hearing, the vote for the ordinance for the rezone at the city council meeting.
Bill, are we allowed to parallel some plans and stuff, as we're moving along with this?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
you can certainly move forward with things like that.
Any other questions you gentlemen have?
I think we're good. We appreciate you working with us.
Appreciate
All of the help.
Yep.
Appreciate you doing it.
And we
help
still-
to the city.
Long road to go yet, so.
This first step here, so we
Okay.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen.
We appreciate your efforts.
No problem.
Okay, item 2, we had on our agenda, it's canceled because the petitioner did not request 10 days ahead, I think it's 9
It's
days.
published 9 days beforehand. Indiana code requires for these the plan commission for the public hearings and the zoning board be published a full 10 days prior.
And that will come up later, I'm certain.
Yes,
All right. On zoning code amendments, major revision of section 153.39 administration. Bill's asked us to table that until our next regular meeting in June. So he can finish some work he needs to do for the details for us to act on that. Am I correct on that, Bill?
that is correct. And I
Okay.
would certainly appreciate it, and give me a chance to come up for air.
I'm not certain about that, but
Well, hopefully I can come up for air. How is that?
okay, with that in mind, can I have a motion to table
So moved.
until the next regular meeting?
So moved.
All right, have a motion for that. And a second.
Okay, table
Any
is,
further questions by anybody? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion's tabled.
and before we move on with the director's report, okay, what I would like to do is 3 quick things, is that tomorrow I'll be out of the office. I'm going to a seminar on the Class 1 building code, on the structural, the framing part. That's being provided by the Indiana Department of Homeland Security, and these classes, it's not as the ones in the past, are not coming out of the budget other than transportation. So that helps us, they're being a little more aggressive with actually with the state itself. Okay, the other 2 is, as I think board members will recall, it was toward the end of last year and the first part of this year, about giving plenty of heads up as far as when it comes down to vacation time. Now, what I would like to do is that it will be the Thursday and Friday before Memorial Day, which will be next Thursday and next Friday, is to take 2 vacation days, as it's Memorial Day and it is also my father's birthday, and I like to do what I can to spend more time with my dad on his birthdays. And then the other is the 4 days of the 4th of July weekend. Now, the 4th of July weekend, one thing that's beneficial with that is, of course, there's the holiday. There's 4 work days, but it's also the day after public notice. Everything's been sent out. It's the week prior to the July Area Plan Commission and Zoning Board meetings. So as far as from a zoning and planning administration, that's probably about as good of a week as any. But I really don't know what's liable to happen as far as requests for inspections. So if there's any
Nothing we
question,
can do about that, you just have to postpone them, right?
postpone them. Fortunately, there's one project which I can work something out. They do have it's the project for the hospital. They do have someone on site similar to what Mr. O'Rourke does. So on that one, we can definitely work with them on that. As far as some of the other smaller projects, it's I'm going to do my best prior to it is give the different people a heads up that I'm going to be out of town. And then as far as their work progress, their schedules, is to work around some things. But I think that's all we can really do at this point in time.
But you will be here for the regular meetings?
I will be here for the regular meetings, yes.
Good enough, thank
So if there's any questions or any concerns about,
you. We'll call you.
okay. Maybe I'll break my cell phones first. But,
Okay, for those, the explanation by Bill, he's asking that we table this till the June meeting, so he has a little more time to do the fine points of this request of change, right? Okay,
Yep.
Anybody have questions to ask Bill? If not, I'll entertain a motion that we postpone till the next regular meeting, June meeting.
So moved.
Have a motion to move it to June. Is there a second?
Second.
I have a second. All those in favor of tabling them until June, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same.
Now,
Passed.
okay,
Director's report. You have a
Now-
report?
we have the one from April 8th that I left on the computer, on the printer, and then also for May, this month. So it's the
Does everybody
report,
have a copy?
yes, it's the reports for both the activities during March and the activities during April. And,
Any questions by anybody regarding his report?
And when you look at the numbers for for April, it's really skewed way up there with the hospital project, because it's a big project.
Okay. Any member have a question?
How's the hospital coming along?
It's coming along, we've completed the foundation work, the foundation, and just on Friday, we were able to complete the air test for the sanitary system. And so fortunately, and so they should be working on, completing then with the fill on the inside of on the interior of the building. And within this week, they probably should be pouring the floors. So within the next couple of weeks, we probably ought to start seeing some of the framing go up.
Any other board member have questions to ask Bill before we adjourn?
No.
None? I'll entertain a motion
So
to
moved.
adjourn.
So moved.
Okay. Second?
Second.
Got a second? All those in favor of adjourning, signify by saying aye.
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 Meeting's adjourned. Thank you.